Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a great weekend so far. I wanted to get a challenge video out to everybody in the group to find their top 10 inserts or parallels from, like the 90s and maybe early 2000s. So I think our group is 1990 through 2004. So in that range would be awesome. As well as your biggest steal to date in that category. So I'm going to go through my top 10. I also have my biggest steal here. Anybody that's ever watched any of my videos, you probably know what the biggest steal is going to be, but I'm going to show it off anyway. But without further ado, let's get started. Yes, it took me a long time to narrow these down, but and these are in no particular order. There's no way I could do that. But these are my top 10, probably my 10 most treasured cards in my collection. Let's start with probably the most beautiful card of them all. It's tough to say that. This is the 1999 Topps Chrome Fortune 15 refractor, and this is out of 100. And my buddy Brant told me about this, that he was getting rid of part of his collection. So I love this card, man. It's never going away. Promise you that. All right, the next one I'm going to show off is, just get rid of that. I'll just hold them up here. It's from 1999 Ultimate Victory. And this is the numbered out of 100 parallel. Really, really interesting looking card. Yeah, it really stands out. I've only ever seen one of these for sale, and I was able to pick it up for actually a really good price last year via auction. So really excited about that. So that's the back of this card. Nothing crazy. Victory was kind of like Collector's Choice. It was really cheap, and then they released Ultimate Victory, which was just a little bit more expensive. And I don't know if I'll ever see it. Somebody's got it somewhere probably, but there is a 101 version of these two that are gold. And man, it would be awesome just to see that card. All right, let's go with this one next. This is one of my first big pickups, and I remember seeing this card of Griffey in somebody's collection, and I just had to pick it up for myself, the A-Rod version. This is from 1997 Donruss, and this is the Power Alley card, but the die-cut version. Now, even though it's still numbered out of 1,000 on the back, the first 250 out of 1,000 are die-cut. And I remember when I joined Freedom Cardboard that I was able to get this from a member there who had one for me. So I can't remember who it was, but thank you very much if you're watching these videos or this video. Love that card. Next, man, this card just pops. I didn't think when I was collecting these that this card would be something that I would enjoy as much as I do, but anybody that really enjoys Fleer Brilliance, they got an insert called Shining Stars. And there's a Pulsar's parallel of it, and it's very, very tough to find. I think it's one per case. But not only does the front have a refractor shine to it, but the back does as well. So, man, I just really like that card. And not numbered, but very, very tough to find. And these cards just pop. Next, this is tied for the most expensive I've paid for a card, I believe. This is when I first got back into it a couple years ago, from 99 EX Century. Their credentials, I cannot remember if this is future credentials now, but man, this card is awesome. And these base cards just look awesome. I remember as a kid loving these base cards. And this is numbered out of 115. So how this version, the gold back version, goes is because this is card number 1. Not number 1, I'm sorry. This is card number, so if I can get the camera to focus there, 6 in the set. It's it's like backwards numbered. So I believe there's 119 cards or something in the set. Anyway, it's a bit different of numbering, but if you go online, you can look that up specifically. It always confuses me, but they're really, really great looking cards. All right. Next is from Brant as well, 1997 Pinnacle Inside, the Diamond Edition. And man, this card is awesome. It's got a sweet die cut. I remember I missed out on one of these in auction, and I didn't bid a whole lot because I didn't realize how rare it was. I mean, you look at the odds online, it says 1 out of 47 cans. But very, very, because it's a very big set, there's a lot of, you know, players in there that are not valued very, very highly, so you're probably going to get one of those. And I missed out on it. I regret it ever since, because our group talks about how these are like white whales, and so really, really stoked to have this in the collection. You're the man, Brant. Thank you so much. So that is there. I gotta save that one for last. All right, many of you have a version of this if you collect a star from the 90s. This is the cheapest version of these to get. This is the 1998 Donruss Crusade green version out of 250. And don't let it fool you, the 250, they don't pop up a lot, and man, they pop. Oh, just, man, look at that card. Awesome looking. One day I'll get the purple out of 100, but it looks exactly the same, just a different color on the back. So I have a tough time getting cards that look exactly the same unless it's, you know, like you get a sweet deal on it or something, but maybe one day. But this, I'm really glad to have a Crusade in my collection. All right, this is from probably my favorite set. I remember when this was released in '99 by Upper Deck. I got a few packs and pulled a Griffey from it, a base card, and I thought it was the most amazing thing ever. Never thought I'd have a card like this. This is from 99 Ionics. This is the Techno reciprocal parallel. Now the Technos had this picture. The regular Technos had this picture on it. And this picture right here was in this tiny box, so they flipped them, and then they numbered them out of 100, and it's got like a refractor feel to it. Funny story, I posted this 2 weeks ago, no, last week, on the group page for Serial Number Saturday. It was a bit late, and I posted it. I thought I'd posted it 2 hours early. I actually put it on my actual Facebook profile, and my dad gave me he said, you might want to pull that down. People aren't gonna understand why you're posting baseball cards. But anyway, there's a little funny story for everybody. Love that card. This is from 1999 Mystique. Both of the Frank Thomas collectors on our page, Chris, I believe, and Brant, both posted this card of Frank Thomas. This is the established insert out of 100. And man, their scans do this card justice better than Natural Light does. But the back too, yeah, it's, look at that. Yep, awesome, awesome card. This is tied with the EX for the most I've paid for a card, so love that. And then, oh man, I will never get rid of this card. I own one of these about 7 years ago and sold it. And I don't know if this is the card I sold because there's not very many of them. Could be the one that was on eBay for sale. But from 99 Ionics, this is the holographics insert, and these are 1 out of 1,500 packs. So imagine you have to open 1,500 packs, and there's only 20 a box. And so do the math there. These are extremely rare. We were having a really good discussion about how rare they are. I'm going to bet that there's 50 or less of these. It kind of goes in line with the Upper Deck Retro from 98 with the Quantum Leap that are out of 50. I don't know why they didn't number these, but man, awesome, awesome card. So that is my top 10 for my collection in this era from 1990 to 2004. I don't think there were any 2000s cards in here, so yeah. And then my biggest steal has to be this. And this is the story on this real quick is Score released a rookie traded set, didn't get A-Rod in there in time, so they were able to get, like when it went to print and they got all the cards out, they were able to get these redemptions out that you'd have to mail in and get this back in the mail. And I found a lot on eBay that had this as like the 3rd or 4th picture in like a series of pictures, and all the cases were just nasty looking, and this was in like a screw down case, but this thing is in really, really, really good condition. I bet it would grade at least an 8.5, maybe 9 at the least. So this is my biggest steal. 20 bucks. These things sell for like 100 or so. So awesome. Well, I can't wait to see your guys' videos, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Have a great weekend. Bye.